Hi guys, Obi here. So I've been reading a lot of reviews on the Uniden R8 radar detector. So I wanted to make a video on it, but I didn't want to make just any kind of video until I have firsthand experience what the performance was like. So without further ado, let's go ahead. All right, so first off, this is how it comes in the box. You've got your radar detector that sits in this little pouch. You've got your cord that connects to your laptop. You've got a couple manuals here, and you've got a suction mount. It comes with like 2 suction mounts, but I prefer the other one that it comes with, which is currently in the car. And we're gonna get into it here. Before we go to the car, I want to show you what the previous generation was. This is the R7, this is the R8. I want to show you a side-by-side comparison of what they both look like. You can see like the R8 has a little bit more better build quality compared to the R7. They relocated the mute button from the R7 on the side to the front, the Uniden. And most importantly, the sensors on the back for the R8 has a little bulge, and it helps improve like sensitivity and performance, and also help reduce false alerts. I went out with the boys yesterday, and I can attest to the fact that the performance on the R8 is a lot better for sure, because I wasn't getting a lot of like false alerts, and it was very sensitive, and it just kind of performed better. So another thing that was added to the new Uniden R8 was Bluetooth, which is kind of nice, that the previous generation R7 did not have. And yeah, let us head into the car, and I'm gonna show you what my settings like for the R8, and then we can kind of go from there. But overall, I kind of like the build quality. If you can see an up close picture of it, this is where the cord goes, and this is your sensor, and also this would be like the laser jammer eventually if you want to connect to it. But you can see it has a really nice face to it. This helps blocks out light from the sun. It's kind of nice. All right, so we're in the car right now, and I can go ahead and walk you through what my settings are like on the Uniden R8. Without further ado, let's get to it.
X band, K band, KA band, laser, GPS connected.
So keep in mind, guys, it's still at the factory setting. I'm not gonna mess with too much, but I just want to walk you through what my settings are like for the most part.
Expert menu, basic menu, expert menu,
Highway, okay. Should probably explain.
exit.
So menu would be to scroll through the settings, and then to choose between the settings, you can use your plus and minus to shut it off. Power button, pretty self-explanatory.
Expert menu,
Highlight and highway, you can skip that. GPS is always on.
GPS off.
You want it on,
GPS on.
so you can always auto lock out, false alerts. Speed camera is always on. You always want it on. Rear light camera on. Quiet ride, you can shut that off. Voice on. KA frequency on. Expand off. I have my K band on and my KA band on for the most part. Laser on as well. Laser gun ID should always be on.
Off.
You can turn it off if you want,
On.
but I always have that on. MRCD on. Now, MRCD is a photo detector, usually in Canada.
Off.
You can shut it off if you want, but it comes on from the factory. Also, Gatso R34 is another photo radar detector
Off.
in Canada, but we don't really need that. Just shut that off. KA pop on, mine is always on. K filter, mine is always on because reduces false alert. KA filter, yeah, you want to shut that off for
KA
sure.
band, KA band,
Yes.
filter off.
Next, we have TSF off. KA priority.
Signal priority.
Mine is signal priority.
KA priority.
You can put it in KA priority. So every KA band is gonna come
Signal
first.
priority. KA priority.
It's up to you. Auto mute memory on. So
Off.
that just helps lock out false alerts, like I explained earlier. Mute memory. All threat display.
Off.
Mine is always on, but it'll show what other bands on the left side of the screen here it comes on. You always want to have that on. Mine color red. Like I said, you can choose whatever color you want. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff you can do on here. Green, pink, red, gray, white. I always have mine on red. Arrow color, you can choose whatever color you want for the arrow. X band, KA band, K band. You can choose whatever color you want. I didn't mess with anything there. So K band is red. K band is red. Band color. Nothing too crazy. K band signal. K band signal arrow. Red. Mode display.
Time display. Scan display. Mode display.
Mode display. I just have mine in mode, so it shows you like it's just kind of like scanning. Typically, scan icon, mine's always on. So I have the display compass, which also shows your speed limit, and kind of like that. Alert display. So this is the one I like. It has 3 different display. Alert 1, alert 2. It's kind of like it shows the signal strength in a circle motion. You can try that out, play around with it. Alert 3 is more like a split screen, so you'd have one band on top and another on the bottom, and then all thread display will be at the left. But I always like to put mine on one. Like I said, it's all personal preference. Speed limit, mile per hour. X band tone, you can set whatever tone you want. K band tone, and I have so my K band. This is the tone I have for mine. I have an 8. I hope this video isn't too long, but okay. Next laser tone, I have mine on 10. Auto mute is on. And the volume, you can set that as well. Dark mode, it's bright. Auto dim settings, you can mess with that. Backlight is on. Quiet ride is off. And that's pretty much it, I think, for the most part. Battery saver, self-test. And that's it. You can head inside and talk about my final thoughts. Okay.
Exit.
All right, guys. So what are my final thoughts? I've only had a day to test out the Uniden R8, but so far, I've got to say I'm really liking it. It's been very, very great at its performance. It has a really long range. Like I said, I was out with the boys cruising out last night. And I didn't get too many false alerts as I did on the previous generation R7. I mean, don't get me wrong, this was really good at locking out false alerts, but you know, it was a lot more noisier, and it picked up on false alerts a lot more compared to the newer generation. But like I said, you can always lock those out and it'll save automatically and lock those out. But on the Uniden R8, better performance, it's got longer range for sure, and it was an overall quieter experience when I was driving last night. So I'm still gonna be reviewing it a lot, and I'm gonna update my thoughts on it. But for the most part, this performs a lot better than the older Uniden R7. Now, the best bang for your buck obviously would be the older generation Uniden R7. Don't get me wrong, this is like a beast as well when you're driving around. and obviously it will be a lot cheaper than the newer one. So this R7, I like it a lot because this is the best bang for your buck. But when it comes to performance, the R8 for sure. This right here, this is a new kid on the block. All right, thanks guys. Have a great one.